Hello, Mystery Baker here. How are you all? Hope you're doing well. Today is the day we're going to make the infamous Lion King. Now, I know the movie's out right now, but I remember it when in its original format in cartoon form, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. So I hope you're all sitting comfortably. You can either craft along with me or just watch and learn. So we're going to make the body to start with. Okay, and I might have to split this video tutorial up into two, but we'll see how we go. So we're going to start with the body. So with some yellow fondant, I've added some CMC Tylose powder to this particular ball in order for it to set hard. I do have a tutorial online somewhere that shows you what CMC Tylose powder actually does. And it's a really magical stuff. It also makes edible glue as well, which I do have here. So there we have it. So I'm rolling, first of all, the ball back to life, as it were, because it has been sat while I've been trying to set up. So I've got my ball, and we're going to make a cone shape. Okay, so I have a pulley finger. I snapped my nail off, but not just that, I really cut it as well. So I'm sorry. So we have to use other fingers, but normally it's this finger, but I'm going to be using the other. So I'm kind of, at a loss. I've lost my finger, the use of my finger for model making anyway. So with your finger at the end, we're going to start rolling and moving the ball as we do. Okay. And we're going to form the neck. Okay, and just keep rolling and rolling. rolling. Okay, let's set them down. Make sure it sits. Yeah, now we want him quite chubby, but I do want the neck a little bit thinner, so I'm just rolling that end part, not touching the ball here. I'm quite happy with its size, but I'm just rolling the neck. I always make the neck slightly longer, and the reason for that is because gravity will take a hold. Okay, so I'm just smoothing that off as best I can. Smooth that off until you're happy. Okay, like so. Can you see? I hope you can see. Because gravity will push down over time. All right. I'm just smoothing that with my fingers, making sure it's smooth. Okay. Because it's the main model for the cake, I want it to look smooth. Okay, we're going for the smooth look. I could put, using my scribing tool, I could put indentations in to represent fur, but I've chosen against it. I don't know why I have, but I have. Okay. So we're there at that point. And that's basically the body formed, but in order to support the head, you can use dried pasta and dried spaghetti to make it 100% edible, but this is going to be in transit, so I want it to be sturdy. So I'm using a toothpick or cocktail stick, and what I do with that is I just get a brush. That helps, doesn't it? A brush helps. So I get a brush, and with some edible glue, you can use water, and I'm just going to place some of that edible glue on the stick, turn it upside down, and hold it steady, like so. Okay, like that. And leave that now for at least 5 minutes before we move on. And when we come back, we're going to do the front legs. I'll be back in a bit. Oh, I've come back in. I've had a change of heart. I'm going to do a little bit of a blaze at the front of his body. You don't have to. You can omit that. But what I've basically done is I've got a little bit of white fondant, and I've mixed it with some of the yellow just to make it slightly a yellower colour. Rolled it into a sausage and cone shape, and then rolled it out. So it's kind of like that. Kind of size it so it's the right size at least. And then, although I'm not looking directly at it, I want you to, I'm using a pizza cutter, but I just want you to kind of make an oval shape, cutting off the excess like so, and then sizing it. Yeah, I think that's about okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right, and then looking at the model, I mean, I won't look at the model, I'll show it towards you instead. With a little bit of edible glue, just place some on its body, running up to the neck. You can always add more once it's on. Okay, and pick it up, and then just place it on. I'm just going to face it towards me so I can see what I'm actually doing. Like so. And then place it under as well. Okay, place it under like that. Okay, and if it needs trimming at the ends, you can always trim off. Okay, but basically you're making a little bit of a blaze. What I'm going to do with the blaze, I'm going to use my scribing tool. I'll just push it in here so you can see. I'm not actually facing the model, you are, so forgive me if I make a mistake. But I'm going to add some texture, okay? So I'm going to start at the bottom, and with the pointy end of the scribing tool, just start making indentations. It's just to give the illusion or resemblance of and you can just play away at this stage. This is just where your creativity runs, and you can do your own thing. And rather than bore you, I'll keep doing this off camera, and when we come back we will start the front legs. I'll be back in a bit. Okay, I'm back again. So we're about to start the legs. So with a ball of fondant, I've added a CMC Towers powder once again. Roll, and we begin to make the legs. And what I do is I get a ball and I roll it into a sausage shape. I'm having to use the wrong fingers because I've hurt my other one, but never mind. And this just rolling it into a sausage evenly. You can play by eye and then look at it directly, and then in the center you can guesstimate and cut it into two halves. It's just an estimate, it's not exact. Now this cub, it's a cub. I want him to have really big paws because I do believe he would have in the wild. I think he would have. So with your ball, place it into your hand, and obviously I have to not use this finger. And then on the end, leaving that ball at the bottom, we're going to create the legs. Okay, so we start off like this, and we're rolling up, creating that nice big paw. And as we roll it longer, we get thinner at the end. So again, I'll do it on here actually, because this is how I would do it normally, but I wanted to just do it close up. And then as we reach the end, we taper off, okay? We taper off ever so slightly, okay? You see? And put it onto, and it needs to be a little bit longer, that's fine. Right, do not touch the ball at the end because we want to keep at that size. All we do is we just thinning out, and as we approach the end we thinning even more. Okay, and I think that should be it. Yes, can you see? And then I want to create the paw, so I'll place it in my hand so you see. I want to make it nice and chunky, like that. So I'm going to place the first one on, and then I'll repeat the process, and then I'll do it off camera. So I'm just going to face that towards me ever so slightly so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to just, where the edge of the fur is, that's where I'm going to place the first leg. So I'm just running it up there. Okay, I can always make adjustments once it's on. Okay, I can always make adjustments once it's on. Okay. And there we have the first pour. And then with your scribing tool, once again, holding it ever so slightly, I'm just going to look at it so I can make sure. I'm going to make some indentations to represent the feet. And what I'll do is I'll repeat that process on the other side, and I'll come back then. Back in a bit. I'm back. So I'm going to start on the back leg. So again, I've rolled a sausage shape. I'm going to find the centre with my eye and mark it, and then with my cutter cut. And you kind of have relatively the same size. So again, with the back leg, it's slightly different to the front leg. So I'll just move Simba out of the way. So with ball, and this one's a little bit larger, and it's kind of the same process. The only difference is we use the middle. So with the middle, if you find the center, and in the middle, roll, like so. Okay. And then lay it down and push into a curve. Push. Okay. Like that. And then with one end, we want to flatten that down. Keeping it curved, flatten that down. And that's his thigh. Okay, that's going to be his thigh, and I'll show you. That's going to be his thigh. Okay. Okay, and then get your model to the side, and then with some edible glue, just put some edible glue on the side of your model, and then once you've found its place, press down. Okay, press down like so, like that. And smooth it over like that. Okay, and then with your scribing tool, you're going to make some indentations again for his feet. Again, push in, and again push in, like so. And rather than bore you, you'll duplicate the other side, and I'll do that off camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've done that, and this is where we do nothing, okay? We've made the front and the back legs, and we're just going to leave it now to set a little. We want it to strengthen, and the CMC and the Tylose powder that you've added will help to do that. So you can leave this overnight if you wish, or a couple of hours. I'm going to leave this for at least 20 minutes, so I'm going to make myself a cuppa and do a few jobs, and when we come back, we're going to start the head. I'll be right back.